Welcome. Okay. The purpose of creating joy, really important topic I'm feeling called to talk about tonight, or this afternoon, or this morning, or this evening, wherever you're watching around the world. Please let me know where you're watching around the world too. I'd love to hear where you're from. So if you don't know me, welcome. My name is Hannah. If you're watching on my live stream, you should know me because it says Hannah Andrews is live now. But welcome, my name is Hannah. I'm an intuitive healer for celebrities, and I've just been filming all day today. Lots of filming getting done, and ready to release that for you in a couple of days. So I'm a bit excited. The Clean Energy and the Heal Your Broken Heart are two mini online courses that you can do whenever you want to. So I wanted to talk about the importance of creating joy, or the purpose of creating joy. There's a lot of people going through a not so joyful time at the moment, and I really just want to speak to you, speak to everybody, and just really get give you the reason why it's really important to create joy. Thanks, Gigi. It's important to create joy, right? And I know there's a lot of people going through a really hard time at the moment, and I spoke about that a lot on my blog this morning. So if you didn't check out my blog from this morning, go and check it out. Clearing out the spider webs of the past, because there's lots going on astrologically. But I just want to talk about the purpose. Hey, beautiful Jay. I wanted to talk about the purpose of creating joy, simply because it's something that I guess has been a really powerful shift for myself. And if you've been following me from my 33rd birthday, I created a lot of changes, and I made a lot of commitments to myself. I made a lot of commitments to myself at the start of year 2, when I realized with all my journals that I've had for a long time, I would always journal about all my feelings, and usually they weren't quite nice a lot of the time, and then they sat in my shed for as many years as I've had them, and I realized the power of actually writing down what I want instead of what I don't want. And we kind of know this stuff, or we hear it, but then it comes to a point where we actually shift into being it and living it. And I feel like that's where my power has come in a sense of, like, we know stuff, but we don't actually act on it, or we don't actually embody it. And, shifting out of the throat has definitely made a lot of shifts for a lot of people. If you follow me, you're connected to the conscious of the chakras, and we just finished filming the Light Field Yoga for the throat. If you've been watching my live streams the past couple of days and my blogs, it's all about that as we step into the heart. And as we do that, fresh energy comes in, but it also it shows us what's still sitting in your heart. So if you are going through a hard time, check out my blog from this morning. There is a lot of, spider webs being cleared out, so to speak. Cobwebs, the threads, as you're rising in vibration, those threads are, stretching, and they'll either ping or they'll actually move up with you. And, that creates its own, feelings that you have around people that, that aren't shifting with you in your life, that will drop away, and that goes through a transition where you move into a new space, and that takes time. And allowing yourself to process and be okay with those emotions. Now, the purpose of creating joy is that when I started actually, realizing that I can't write about this negative stuff anymore. If you need to get stuff out, I always say, write it down, and then safely burn it or bury it or chuck it in the bin. Don't hold on to that stuff, right? And the purpose of creating joy is that when you create joy as your number one priority, could call it joy or love or whatever you want to make that focus, that's your focus every single day. That's your focus every single choice that you make in every single part of your days. Why? Because what you're doing is you're strengthening a joy muscle. You're strengthening a love muscle, right? You could ask yourself the question, the mantra, you could say, I choose to only focus on love. I choose to commit to focusing on love. I choose to commit to focusing on joy. in any situation. Now, it doesn't mean that when you're going through a shit time, you push that down and try and cover it up. But what the purpose of creating joy in most of your days does is that when this stuff does come up and it's not so nice, is that this joy muscle's gotten stronger and stronger and stronger because you've been working on making that a priority in your everyday life. And when you do that, because that's stronger, you don't stay in this for as long. Yeah, it's like when you're focusing on your joy and your love and, you know, you're in that flow, that becomes stronger and stronger. And when you kind of fall back into it or you feel that again, it's like, it's about honoring that, doing what you need to be in that. And it's like, because you know how good that feels, you won't stay in that for too long. It won't be like it floors you for months like it used to. And they're the shifts that you need to notice within yourself and acknowledge them. Celebrate them. You've seen it all in my eyes, have you? Yeah, I mean, everybody has that. Yeah, everybody goes through that. But that joy is, you know, the more that you focus on that, the more that you step into that, the less this stuff knocks you, the less anything knocks you. Yeah, you still feel it all consciously, but then you choose to shift here. It's a choice to be in joy. It's a choice to create joy. It's a choice to create love. Because as our society, as our human brain and human mind, you know, it will always go to the negative thing. It's that saying of, you know, if 10 amazing things happen to you today, and one bad thing happened to you today, what are you focusing on? Usually it's that bad thing, right? It's just something that the brain or the human mind does. So when the purpose of creating joy is that you're strengthening this joy muscle, so that when that one bad thing does happen, you can just brush it off like a fly, and then you stay here. Takes practice, discipline, and a wanting a happy life. Because we all want a happy life. Most of us don't experience that most of the time because most of society is focusing on the negative most of the time. So the purpose of creating joy is it's strengthening your muscle, your neuropathway, your brain, neuropathways, making them stronger, because the negative ones and all the bad past stuff is probably quite strong, especially if you're going through and stepping up in your consciousness and working through stuff in your life. It's going to be pretty prevalent in your awareness, in your consciousness. So, you know, I have post-it notes around the house. I choose to appreciate, I choose ease and flow in everything. Relax your mind, because then it drops me into my heart. I choose to appreciate, there's another one. I'm pretty sure I've got in my bedroom. I choose to commit to focusing on love in my kitchen, you know, just to remind me, you know, at my stereo, it's like I choose to commit to focusing on love, you know. It's like those little reminders, oh yeah, that's what I'm doing. Oh yeah, that's what I'm doing, right? And it helps to keep you up there. I've been realizing joy isn't something you find, but something you create 100%, because everything we're creating, we're either creating the bad stuff or the good stuff. So we might as well be creating the good stuff, right? And that's why it's important when you are scheduling your day or scheduling your week or scheduling your month, you know, where's the joy days in that? Where's the day off? Where's the day that you're going to, you know, have time to do the fun thing that you want to do? Because that won't just happen. Yeah, it's like we can get bogged down, we can get blinkers on and keep going. We have to create and make space for the joy. We have to, you know, make space for creating that fun time. So yeah, really important, Carrie, which is awesome realization for you. So stoked to hear that. So I just wanted to jump on, come say hi, and it was really on my mind to, you know, really to talk about the purpose of creating joy, which is to strengthen that joy muscle, because, you know, that purpose of strengthening that joy muscle in your brain, your pathways, you know, and living it in your being, in your cells, in your body, in your vibration. The purpose of that is that when the negative, bad stuff happens in your life, because stuff happens all the time in your life, you know, in people's lives, in the world, stuff always is going on, and we can choose to focus on the negative. You know, it's not that we won't feel the sadness or the hurt or whatever it is. It's not about blocking that out, but it's about focusing on the purpose on creating joy in most of, 99% of your days, every single day, is that because the more you focus on that, the more you experience that. The more you focus on the bad stuff, the more that's going to amplify. So when you focus on the purpose on creating joy, strengthening those pathways, creating it in your life every single day, when that bad stuff happens, it doesn't throw you as much, because this is stronger. This becomes, your focus. This becomes priority, because you know how good this feels and you don't want to be over here for too long. You're like, oh yeah, okay, yep, that's enough, cool, back over here now, right? So really honoring your feelings, your emotions for sure, as I always talk about, but having that purpose and that focus of creating the joy in your life so that it strengthens and supports you through the hard times, through the dark times, because we feel every single, every single emotion on the scale, and it's just about learning to ride that wave and knowing that, creating that joy is going to support you through the hard times, yeah? On a vibrational, energetic level. So I just wanted to jump on and share that for you. I've been filming all afternoon. I'm looking forward to releasing Heal Your Broken Heart and Clean Energy later this week for you. The doors to calling in your soulmate also open tomorrow, which I'm a little bit excited about, because this is really at the core of your being, where we are consciously creating the relationships we want, and it starts with yourself. So we learn to nourish ourselves, to love ourselves, to take care of ourselves, and we're balancing the masculine and feminine within our body, into all of our cells. We work with the sacred 4 in the masculine and the sacred 4 in the feminine, which comes into the sacred 88 and allows that divine feminine masculine balance within ourselves. So then we vibrate that to attract the same, yeah? When you wake up and you feel anxiety or sadness, how do you shift it? There's a big kind of question there. I guess it depends, like what exercise have you been doing, leading up to that? What self-care you've been doing leading up to that? What situations going on in your life? What time of day what time of night were you waking up at specific times? Can help with when you check with the body clock on the traditional Chinese medicine, and in that moment, it's really, usually anxiety and sadness is energy in your heart. So if you go all during the day, and then your feelings are waking you up at night, it's time to really drop into the feelings and allow yourself to feel that sadness. So I was just speaking a lot about this in Healing Your Broken Heart, even when you don't want to let go of that person, how to heal your broken heart and move on, because that sadness, we can bottle it down and try and push it down and get on with it, put on the brave face, but if we're not actually dealing with that, that will wake us up in the night and be full in your heart. So yes, definitely meditation, all of that. I kind of forget that in the next, little, meditation is so important, but I forget that because it feels so second nature to me when I say that. Yes, definitely, Charlize. Yeah, it will be on YouTube for sure. Creating Joy. Yeah, so definitely, and yourself as well, especially, anxiety and sadness in your heart. If if you haven't actually had a cry about something like a person dying, which is a very, big real reason that humans feel, sadness is definitely, there too. So yeah, and as I share, anxiety is when you feel other people's emotions and you're taking on other people's stuff and it's filling up your heart. But we will only, do that subconsciously when we, care for that person or we want to help them, and then our self-care is low in that point too. So yeah, definitely when you're grieving, for sure, really, really important to honor the grieving process. Yeah, of course, we can know, that somebody's going to die for a long time. It doesn't, change the fact that we feel sad when they actually go. It doesn't change it at all. At all. Okay. All right, so I'm going to jump off of this live stream. If you've got any questions or comments, please comment below. If you're on YouTube, remember to subscribe. And I've got the 2018 psychic readings open at the moment. So that's me guiding you each month of next year through individual psychic readings. Plus there's a 13th one, which is an overview, which when we're tapping into the new earth energy, there's actually 13 moons in a year. So really stepping into creating the new earth from 2018 by tuning into the 13 moons instead of the 12 like the, is it the Gregorian calendar that we're currently running our society on. So really tuning into next level new earth energy. So I'll post a link in the comments for the 2018 psychic predictions. I look forward to hearing from you. Please share this with someone if you think that it can help them. Please subscribe on YouTube if you haven't done it already. I look forward to seeing you soon. Lots of love, keeping it real, create that joy. Namaste.